From allegations of grooming a 12-year-old child to the 2020 assault in Iceland that put Miller at the center of controversy for the first time, here's everything about Ezra Miller speaking out against the restraining order. The Flash actor's been all over the news, and it's not for their lead role in the movie, but for the protective order issued against them in Massachusetts. The order was lifted on July 1st, 2023, and Ezra wasted no time to talk to the press about it. They've made some bold statements, and they've been ordered to court in 2 states. I know what you're thinking right now. What could the actor have done that was so bad? Well, I'd say being accused of grooming a 12-year-old child and harassing their family is real bad. A family in Massachusetts accused the actor of harassing them and were granted a protective restraining order. The perks of being a wallflower actor allegedly caused distress to the family and behaved inappropriately towards their child. The child's mother claimed that Ezra was present at their neighbor's home in Greenfield in 2022. The neighbor happens to be Whitney Suter's bandmate, a close friend of Miller. The whole incident started when the mother was traveling with her tribe, which somehow offended Miller, who accused her of cultural appropriation. The family also alleged that Ezra was armed and wearing a bulletproof vest during the screaming match. In the middle of their hissy fit, they started rambling on and on about the family's 11-year-old kid. Ezra claimed that the child had superpowers and that the parents were abusing their kid by, I guess, not letting the child use said superpowers. What? The actor went on to say that the elevated being was lucky to have found Ezra, who decided on guiding the 11-year-old and unlocking the full potential of their powers. I'm sure that by this point, the mother went from being angry at the actor to just be creeped out. Oh, it gets worse, guys. Apparently, Ezra also told the kid, this 11-year-old child, to add them on Instagram and that they'd help introduce them to people in the fashion industry. The mother and neighbor believed the actor was high as a kite during all this, because that's honestly the only explanation that makes the most sense. I wish I could tell you this was the only time the actor's been accused of grooming a child, but it's not. Parents of Dakota Iron Eyes, an 18-year-old environmental activist, stated in court documents that Ezra's been grooming Dakota for 6 years. The two met when the actor was 23 and Dakota was 12, EU. The victim's mother claimed that Ezra and their crew used intimidation, violence, and drugs to manipulate the young Dakota into abandoning their family. Apparently, the victim was influenced by the 29-year-old actor to come out as transgender and non-binary. Things got even messier when Dakota denied everything and called out their parents for making up lies about them and Ezra. But here's where things started looking sketchy. This whole rant came from an unverified Instagram account. I wish I had more to tell you guys about the case with Dakota, but since they're 18 now, there's not much that the authorities can do about the allegations. Meanwhile, the Massachusetts family's still trying to fight their case. But while they were raising awareness about Ezra's alleged grooming, the actor posted memes mocking the authorities for not being able to locate and serve them. They deleted their Instagram account later on and went MIA for a while. But not before the actor said their piece about the allegations. Ezra claimed that they were actually on good terms with the family and that the allegations were coming from someone else. That's not what the family said, though. They've made shocking accusations against the actor. Not just the whole drug-filled superpower witchcraft shtick, but the family's also accusing Ezra of making their 11-year-old uncomfortable on multiple occasions. Ezra repeatedly tried to hold the kid close and press their body against them. Unfortunately, after the temporary restraining order expired, Ezra came back on Instagram and decided to accuse the people accusing them. The actor accused the family and the media of unfairly targeting them. What made this whole case all the more complicated was that some fans actually supported the "We Need to Talk About Kevin" actor. They claimed that the media was looking for another headline, and anything with Ezra was sure to raise more than a few eyebrows. Ezra said that people online had been trying to cancel them for a while, and that the whole cancel culture was doing more damage than good, especially, according to the actor, in their case. Convenient how Ezra's hating on cancel culture now that it's against them, when they were the ones trying to get the internet to cancel the child's mother and dismiss all the allegations by calling her a wait-for-it vampire. Now, while some fans are still on the Flash actor's side, a lot of them aren't. Truth be told, Ezra's been a controversial figure for a long time. I mean, did we all just forget about how the actor ran a cult from an Airbnb in Iceland? According to some of Ezra's friends and family, they weren't all that fazed when they heard about the actor's cult. Imagine being so problematic that the people closest to you saw you forming a cult from a mile away. Don't get me wrong here. They've all voiced how that they've been worried about Ezra's career-ending, erratic behavior for a long while now. 3 friends of the 29-year-old anonymously claimed that the actor's gone so far off their rocker that they included their character, the Flash, in their grandiose speechifying. Get this, Ezra kept telling members of their cult, how the Flash brings multiverses together, just like Jesus Christ. What? It's slowly starting to make a whole lot of sense why the mother of the 11-year-old wanted to get the courts involved, because there's also a missing persons case of a mother and her 3 children who were staying in Ezra's Vermont home before falling off the grid. The actor was accused by authorities of hiding the whereabouts of the 25-year-old woman and her kids aged 5, 4, and 1. Police attempted to offer emergency care orders twice, and the state attorney ordered the family's removal from the property. Their Vermont home, or farm, was actually said to look a lot like a cult leader's compound, by none other than some longtime friends of Ezra's. Miller's controversies have actually derailed MCU's attempt at introducing them as their newest superhero, with people boycotting The Flash, solely because it's giving the problematic actor more time in the sun. Still, they decided to go with the actor instead of recasting the lead role. This came as a shock to fans, who called the MCU lazy for going through with an actor who's been in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons since 2020. That's right, it all goes back to years ago, when Miller made headlines for choking a woman at a bar in Iceland. A video came out where you can see Ezra Miller choking a woman in Iceland. The then 27-year-old actor made friends with locals at the bar, but then started fighting them for no good reason. A former bartender, Carlos Rainier, said that they had to intervene in 2 bar fights, both of which Ezra had started. Apparently, Ezra, drunk as ever, asked the woman if she wanted to fight. The woman probably thought he was kidding, but decided to humor him by taking on a fight stance. Onlookers recorded the moment Ezra saw red and placing the woman in a chokehold and slamming her into the ground. The woman spoke to Variety about the assault, saying that she used to be a fan and actually thought it was her lucky day when she met Ezra. This is not an isolated case of blatant assault by the actor. Another woman, Nadia, told the media that she had been good friends with the actor for 2 years and invited them to her home in Berlin one day. But Ezra's mood changed suddenly when she asked them not to smoke inside. The reasonable request set them off, and they called her a transphobic piece of and a. There are so many stories about the actor being erratic that everyone's just lost count at this point. Honestly, if I started talking about every single allegation, arrest, and controversy, I'd be here forever. I think we get the point. Ezra Miller is problematic. So anyway, from the 2020 assault in Iceland that put Miller at the center of controversy for the first time, to allegations against them of grooming a 12-year-old child, that was everything on Ezra Miller speaking out against the restraining order.